Hi, everyone. Today on People Now, Hollywood mourns the death of beloved icon Danny Aiello. We have an update.
Nicki Minaj speaks out about rapper Juice WRLD in the wake of his sudden death.
We all love finding gifts under the tree. How about a 10-foot python? Wait until you hear this story.
We were like 12.
Daniel Radcliffe is setting the record straight on some rumors surrounding the Potter cast, plus all about his exciting new projects.
Grammy winner and music icon Amy Grant joins us live to chat all about her new album and show with hubby Vince Gill at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville.
I'm just, really grateful to be a part of such a beautiful ensemble.
Plus, Rodrigo Santoro gives us a swoon-worthy flashback of his time working on Love Actually.
It is all coming up today, live on People Now. Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. Mako is in for Andrea. Guess what? Our final show of the decade.
Woo-hoo! That's
Here at
exciting.
People Now. Yeah, it's a
been
big
a good
one.
year.
Yeah,
It's been an amazing year.
It's good to have you here for
Always
this.
a pleasure to be here.
Looking festive.
Thank
got
you
the
very
green.
much. Christmas tree, but make it fashion.
Christmas tree, but make it fashion.
That's
Mako,
right.
you can make anything fashion.
Oh, you're so kind.
You're one of the most fashionable people that I know. It's
Thank
true.
you, Jeremy. Your check is in the mail, my friend.
Follow her on Instagram if you want to get some fashion tips and know-how all the time.
I got you.
All right, for our last show of the year, we have a lot to get to. We're actually starting off today on a sad note. Watch this.
How come we got no brothers up on the wall here?
You want brothers on the wall? Get your own place. You can do what you want to do. You can put your brothers and uncles and nieces and nephews, your stepfather, stepmother, whoever you want. See? But this is my pizzeria. American Italians on the wall only.
Danny Aiello, the Oscar-nominated actor best known for movies including Do the Right Thing, which we saw there, has died. According to TMZ, Aiello died on Thursday night at a medical facility in New Jersey where he was being treated for a sudden illness and suffered an infection related to his treatment. Aiello broke into Hollywood in 1973 with a role in the Robert De Niro baseball film Bang the Drum Slowly. Shortly after, he played Tony Rosato in The Godfather Part 2, where he said the famous line, "Michael Corleone says hello." Aiello received an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor for his role in the classic 1989 Spike Lee film Do the Right Thing. And in the movie, he played the owner of a pizzeria in Brooklyn. He also starred in movies like Moonstruck, Hudson Hawk, and Jacob's Ladder. Aiello also appeared in multiple Broadway plays and television shows. Back in 1990, he told People, quote, I've only been in this business 17 years. For actors, that's no time at all. Everything is happening so damn fast. It's like a beautiful dream that never seems to end." Aiello is survived by his wife, Sandy Cohen, who he married in 1955, and 3 children. His son, Danny Aiello III, died of cancer in 2010. Danny Aiello was 86 years old. Moving on to this, one teen's life in Florida was tragically cut short after she contracted mononucleosis. According to WJAX-TV, Ariana Ray Delphs was just 17 when she died after falling ill about 3 weeks ago. She was a senior at Fernandina Beach High School. Her father, Mark Delphs, said that she started showing typical cold-like symptoms and seemed to always have a headache before her health rapidly deteriorated. He told the local news station, quote, "Your body is supposed to be able to fight it off. It was too far, too fast." And he said they took her to the doctor when her condition worsened, though no formal diagnosis was made. He recalled that one night she began throwing up constantly, so they took her to the hospital in the morning where she started showing more severe symptoms, including loss of feeling in her limbs and then slurred speech as well. Doctors suspected Ariana was suffering from a stroke. They quickly relocated her to a hospital in Jacksonville. And it wasn't until the teenager's final days that physicians were able to pinpoint the problem. Her father reveals that she actually had mono and Epstein-Barr. Ariana was in the hospital for only 3 days before she was taken off of life support. Her father said, quote, "Her brain swelled to the point where it couldn't function and brain damage did occur, and we just made the decision that it was time to let her go." Delph's family has set up a GoFundMe campaign in memory of their daughter, hoping to raise money to fund some of her passions, including music and arts programs for children, helping animals, and making the world a better place. We wish them all the best during this very difficult time. All right, moving on to this. Nicki Minaj paying tribute to Juice WRLD after his tragic death. Nicki began her speech at the Billboard Women in Music Awards on Thursday by honoring the late rapper, saying that while they worked and toured together recently, she, quote, "had a great conversation with him." Nicki added, "While we walked to the stage, he held my hand and told me to stay calm and to pray." She says that she felt like he was a kindred spirit and wishes that she did or said something to help. Juice WRLD died on Sunday shortly after having a seizure at Chicago's Midway Airport. Nicki also used her speech to address addiction. On Thursday, Juice WRLD's mother, Carmela Wallace, gave a statement to TMZ explaining that her son battled with a drug addiction. Nicki telling the audience in part, quote, "I want to tell everyone that drugs isn't the problem, isn't the way that we fix our problem. It's so important that we don't pass judgment so that people don't feel ashamed to speak up and ask for help." Nicki continued her speech by asking the crowd to be a little bit more forgiving and understanding before concluding, saying, "I just wanted to encourage everyone to talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about and to be honest and open and get help." That makes a lot of sense, kind of opening up the conversation, the dialogue, yeah. Juice WRLD, whose real name was Gerard Anthony Higgins, died on Sunday shortly after that seizure. He celebrated his 21st birthday last week.
So young.
Yeah, so young and really tragic. Multiple outlets, including TMZ, the Chicago Tribune, the Chicago Sun-Times, they all report that FBI agents were confiscating drugs and guns from Higgins' private jet when the rapper began to seize. When police asked his girlfriend if her boyfriend had any medical issues or had ingested any drugs, she reportedly replied that Higgins did not have any medical conditions, but that he, quote, takes Percocet and has a drug problem. TMZ reports that at some point between the plane landing and authorities conducting their search, witnesses saw Higgins swallowing several Percocet pills in what they believed was an attempt to hide them. As of Friday, his cause of death is still under investigation. And we always like to remind everyone, if you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, contact the Substance Abuse Helpline. It's 1-800-662-HELP. All right, you are not going to believe this next story here. A snake in Australia kind of getting into the holiday spirit, it turns out. On Thursday, Australian woman Leanne Chapman and her partner stumbled upon a 10-foot python wrapped around a Christmas tree. It was on their balcony in Brisbane, Queensland.
I would have passed out.
I mean, that's it, right? For me, I'm leaving. Chapman told CNN affiliate 7 News that they left the snake alone and that it just slithered away later that night.
Left the snake alone. Does the snake pay rent? Because that snake has gotta go.
Are you asleep in the house knowing it's out there? I don't know.
Oh my
She
gosh.
says, quote, "It was actually quite nice to see it that close up," because she said, "I've never seen anything like it before."
Let me tell you something. I'm calling the authorities. I'm calling the FBI, the CIA.
If I
find a snake in my Christmas tree? Are you kidding me?
Well, also, it's like I like watching. I've never seen anything like that before up close on my tree either.
Right.
Behind the glass at a zoo, fine. On that video, fine.
But in the tree, ain't no way.
I mean, at least it was outside. Anyway, luckily, it was outside. The door was closed. They said it was quite nice, and they watched it from inside for a few hours. I mean, look, I'm not saying go kill the snake, but I am saying, like, I'm not just casually like, oh, no big deal. Let me just go to bed.
Exactly. What if it slithers into the house?
Sticking with the traditional garden,
okay.
not the snake business.
Very fair.
All right, now, if this story has you stressed out, don't worry. We have just the thing to calm your mind. Maybe a little unexpected. BBC posted a 9-hour video of a festive cat riding a robot vacuum. Kind of helping calm everyone's nerves this holiday season, maybe, if this is how you feel about it. I don't know. What do you think?
stand a multitasking cat. Not only is my house going to be clean, but I'm thoroughly entertained as well.
Look at this
cat is doing it for me. But is 9 hours too long? I don't think so. Keep
well,
cleaning the house.
No, I like that. Of course, there are plenty of hilarious comments on the video, including one fan who wrote, "This piece of art is much better than the banana on the wall," which has been going viral.
That banana was very expensive, though. Let's get that right.
Another user writing, how do I convert this into a computer or TV screensaver? Kind of therapeutic. I'm loving it. The reason I do understand it,
Yes.
at first glance, I'm like, this is stupid.
Uh-huh.
The past couple weekends, I've been doing the fireplace from YouTube for like a 10-hour loop.
Oh, nice.
And I literally go home and I long for it. I turn it on. It's calming. This is a similar thing.
I don't know if I could just watch the cat, though. Maybe if the cat was in my house and it was on my vacuum, then maybe.
I think you watch it a second, then you just let it live in the background,
I see.
and then you just love it.
Okay, I'm still stuck on that python in the Christmas tree. We're not doing any of that this Christmas, but it did spark a debate in the office this morning over if you prefer real trees or fake trees. JP, what do you prefer?
We got a fake one. My family, growing up, we had a fake one that I thought of as my tree. My parents, my mom and dad still put that tree up. So when I go home, it's like, there's the tree. And I love that. I love that tradition. Yeah.
It must be only 20-something years old, right?
It's very young.
It's very young. Yeah. I know it. Yeah.
We want to hear from you. Are you a diehard fan of having a real Christmas tree? Or do you like the ease of putting up a fake tree every year?
Yeah.
What do you?
I have no tree because I live in New York City.
No space.
Who has space for that?
You do the tree on the TV.
The tree on the TV. There you go.
You can vote in our People poll. Let us know your thoughts with the hashtag PeopleNow. Mako, you've got more for us in Star Treks.
You believe right. Now, we're kicking off Star Treks today with Rebel Wilson's weight loss secret. Now, Rebel got her daily workout in while starring in the upcoming film Cats. She opened up about working on the film's extensive dance numbers, which resulted in the loss of a few pounds. Rebel revealed to Entertainment Tonight on Thursday that she lost 8 pounds in 4 days because on the film set there was, quote, a lot of physicalities. But also, they heated up the set very high to almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit so that we would never cool down. Now, Rebel said the temperature on set was maintained at such a warm setting in order to keep the cast of dancers loose and nimble during filming. She adds, quote, these people are like the best dancers in the world, so they can't cool their muscles down or they could get an injury and then they'd be out of the film. So they'd heat up the set like a sauna so we would never cool down, but it made it pretty uncomfortable.
That sounds miserable to me, honestly.
It is, right?
Yeah, right.
It's a good way to lose weight. But the high-intensity demands, right? But the high-intensity demands brought on by the choreography proved to be worth it in the end for Rebel. She said, quote, the artistry that's gone into this film and to know that it's all alive, singing and dancing, spectacular is the right word to describe the film. It's epic. Now, in the film, Rebel plays a feline named Jenny Annie Dots, which she previously described to people as a different kind of cat, saying, quote, I'm not a sexy cat woman. I'm doing the middle-aged lazy cat in the movie thing. Okay. And for Tom Hopper's musical film, the cat's cat-like fur and features were added in post-production via cutting-edge CGI visual effect technology. Cats hits theaters on Friday, December 20th. Happy birthday, Taylor Swift. Woo! Guys, it's a big one. Taylor turns 30 years old today. Where did the time go?
Yep.
She looks amazing still. And just 30 hours before ringing on the big 3-0, Taylor gave a very moving speech about female empowerment after receiving the first ever Woman of the Decade award at the Billboard Women in Music Awards. Taylor blatantly called out Scooter Braun and slammed the people who tried to silence her as, quote, the definition of toxic male privilege. She passionately explained that in addition to the unfair struggle women face when trying to break into the music industry, there's a new shift that's affected her personally. Here's what she said, quote, that is the unregulated world of private equity coming in and buying up our music as if it's real estate. She added, this just happened to me without my approval, consultation, or consent. After I was denied the chance to purchase my music outright, my entire catalog was sold to Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings. Now, back in June, Taylor publicly slammed Scooter for acquiring her music catalog from her former label, Big Machine. Their feud has continued, with Taylor accusing Scooter of blocking her from performing her old songs. Now, she did eventually perform them on the American Music Awards. Now, in her speech, she went on to say that despite her struggles, quote, the most amazing thing was to discover that it would be the women in our industry who would have my back and show me the most vocal support at one of the most difficult times. I will never, ever forget it. Taylor also made sure to point out the progress that has been made in the music industry, saying, quote, I've seen forward steps in our awareness and our inclusion and ability to call out unfairness and misconduct. She also paid tribute to some new females in music like Megan Thee Stallion, Lizzo, and Billie Eilish. Taylor was one of 4 of our People of the Year here at People. Now, she revealed to us why it's been important for her to speak up about injustice in the music industry and how she's feeling more supported than ever. After her album Lover came out this year, she says that she felt, quote, a sense of being so thankful that after so long of being denied the rights to make music that I made and created, I finally felt like there was a place where I had aligned myself with generous people. And those are your Star Treks for today.
The year of T Swift.
Yeah, I know.
All right, stay with us. Carl from Love Actually, Rodrigo Santoro, shares with us why he and Laura Linney really had such great chemistry in the now beloved holiday film. Stick around for that. Plus, Daniel Radcliffe reveals the public place you should not say hello to him. It's pretty funny. He sets the record straight about a Harry Potter romance rumor as well. So that's coming up. All right, Sarah and Aaron Foster are opening up about their complicated family dynamics. During an interview with Oliver and Kate Hudson on the latest episode of their sibling Revelry podcast, the Foster sisters reflected on their upbringing after dad David Foster and mom Rebecca Dyer divorced in 1986. Just a reminder, David is an extremely successful music producer. He's responsible for Whitney Houston's iconic song, I Have Nothing, went on to marry actress Linda Thompson, became a stepdad to Brandon and Brody Jenner. That's a small snippet of his life and career.
Right, exactly. Sarah explains in the podcast that she and Aaron Aaron actually grew up with their mother. Now, she tells Oliver and Kate that, quote, "Our dad was raising other children. He wasn't raising us." Aaron even chimes in saying that they never lived with their dad after their parents' divorce. She explains that their dad was living in this $20 million house with Brandon and Brody. They had a very different life. I can't even imagine how that made them feel. Aaron and Sarah revealed that they didn't even have a room in their father's home, yet the public would refer to them as, quote, spoiled brats because of who their father was.
Now, when Kate and Oliver Hudson asked if they had resentment at the time, the sisters both agreed. They said it was deep, and Aaron elaborated, saying, "Mine was less resentment toward them. It was more like we're misunderstood out in the world because we have this fake spoiled lifestyle, but we're not even really allowed to be a part of it," which would be a difficult dynamic, right?
Absolutely. The situation even affected Aaron and Sarah's relationship at the time, with Aaron saying that Sarah was, quote, mean to her because she didn't have room or space to be a big sister. And Sarah agreed, saying, "I had so much of my own inner turmoil with our own family dynamic." But you look back and you're like, oh my God, we're each other's allies, right? So the two are now best friends. I'm so glad that they've gotten to a place where they're much better, but I'm sure it took a long time to get there.
Kind of moved forward and changed up and found a way to make it all work. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, David and Linda ended up getting divorced in 2005. David is now married to Catherine McPhee. Now, they got married in 2018. You're right, he's lived such a full life.
He really has.
Now we move on to this.
All right, the decade has been a huge one for the Royals. We saw marriages, births, scandals, and so much more. And to tell us her top 5 royal moments of the decade, we are joined by our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd-Webber. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm so excited for this
I am too. I was fascinated by this list as well, to hear your choices. Let's start with number 5, the most important royal moment of the decade. What is the significance of this moment for you?
The Queen and James Bond at the 2012 Olympics. She opened the London Olympics by joining James Bond star Daniel Craig for a top-secret cameo inside Buckingham Palace, complete with yapping corgis.
It was such an epic, unexpected thing, right?
Exactly. And she insisted she spoke the immortal line, "Good evening, Mr. Bond." Now, that would have been unthinkable when she became Queen in 1952. You know,
Just in terms of protocol and right.
To survive, monarchy adapts over time, and thanks to like Princess Margaret, Prince Philip, Princess Diana, her sons, and their wives, it's become more approachable and accessible. And the cameo, although it's lighthearted, is also one of the reasons this decade the Queen became the longest reigning British monarch in history during an era of monumental change. She just gets it.
It's really interesting to see that as one really important piece of how they are continuing to adapt.
Absolutely.
Let's go on down the list. Your number 4 most important moment of the decade for the Royals. And why is this one on your list?
Your favourite, Jeremy, Meghan and Harry's wedding. What would we have done without Meghan and Harry?
I don't know. Honestly, we would have had no content for about a year.
May the 19th, 2018, Meghan, the second American, the first person of mixed race heritage, the first self-made woman to marry into the British royal family, the first American royal bride since Grace Kelly married into Monaco's House of Grimaldi in 1956, and all those iconic moments, which we still talk about, Jeremy. Prince Charles walking Meghan down the aisle of St George's Chapel, celebrity guest list, Meghan's custom Givenchy gown.
Well, I mean, that morning, I remember we were live right here, streaming the whole thing and, watching everything happening in London. It was in Windsor. It was incredible. I guess my only surprise was that it was so far down on your list, to be honest. But let's explain your third most important royal moment of the decade. Some other important things happened. Talk about number 3.
It's the birth of Archie, and it's the example of the Queen as the ultimate Instagram influencer.
Right.
She's been doing this longer than anyone.
She understands her platform really well.
So May 6, 2019, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor became the latest addition to the royal family, and the Queen knew the power of this photo of her alongside Philip, Doria, Harry, Meghan and Archie. This picture says 1,000 words. She wasn't racing to do this with the Middletons when Prince George was born, but she knows what that says.
Yeah, the symbolism of it was very important. Now let's move on down to the second most important royal moment of the decade for you. What was it and why?
William and Kate's wedding. April the 29th, 2011, the future King William V marries Kate Middleton at Westminster Abbey. Kate's family has some real working class roots, and last time that truly happened was with William I. You know all about him, obviously, Jeremy.
Right.
He became king in 1066. His mother was a washerwoman and gave birth to him illegitimately in 1028. And Kate exuded regal poise and calm then and often since. And we've talked about this a lot in recent years, how she's growing into her role as a future queen.
Right. Even as recently in the past year or so, specifically, she's really been kind of moving into that role.
Leaning into it.
And now looking back at some of those images, they're so iconic.
So iconic.
Let's move on to this, the final reveal.
You were surprised, weren't you?
I was surprised by this. Your top royal moment of the decade. I was surprised because I guess I didn't fully think about its significance
Yeah.
but then hearing your explanation
The
makes a lot more
birth
sense.
of Prince George. So the primary function of a royal wife is to give birth to an heir and a spare as quickly as possible. July 22nd, 2013, Prince George is born, secures and symbolises the future of the British monarchy for decades
Right,
to
the
come.
direct line.
Also means the monarchy has 3 generations of heirs to the throne for the first time since 1894, which was during Queen Victoria's reign.
So incredibly significant.
Absolutely. I know who is going to be monarch when I die, pretty much. I mean, you know.
Yeah, right.
Barring all major
It sort of
disasters.
solidifies the line in a way that will have impact for many generations.
Monarchy is above politics. It's there for stability, and Britain needs that.
There you go.
Forever.
Top 5 royal moments of the decade. Imogen Lloyd-Webber, thank you.
Good to see you.
One of us don't even notice.
Sounds so good. Michael Ray's latest single, Her World of Mine, is climbing up the country radio charts. Michael is touring right now with fellow country singer Jimmy Allen for CMT on tour.
Yeah, I just saw them perform at an event here in New York. Fans absolutely love these guys. I do too. Michael and Jimmy told us how they originally connected out on the road and the pre-show rituals that take some getting used to. Watch.
I'm from this place called Milton, Delaware, and so how we met, the first time ever playing together was in Dewey Beach in my hometown, so they had me down as like the local opener, right?
Okay.
So he shows up, and it's like, oh, that's Jimmy, I know him, whatever, and then we play a show in Savannah, Georgia.
Like months later.
Months later, my name not down again.
It's a local opener. It said local opener again, and so we're saying, well, man, I wonder who's opening, because they normally have like somebody that we know.
Yeah.
And then here comes Jimmy, and I was like, dude, are you playing here today again? He's like, yeah. So we always joke, we're like, man, it feels so good to see the local opener get number 1, have his own bus.
Yeah, local openers can go a long way in the business these days.
Because our first show together, we was in a 15-passenger van. We drove that thing from Nashville to Delaware. Dude, it was crazy.
What's been the most surprising thing about working with each other? Something you didn't expect? Maybe you had a preconceived notion that you were able to...
I don't know.
We kind of knew each other. We knew each other before the tour started.
Yeah, so I don't think there was really any...
Yeah, you know, so when I saw him and he just showed up and was just farting all the time, okay, that's normal.
That's exactly what you expected.
Yeah.
Same as always. Back in the local opener days.
Yeah, you know, you got to teach them, you know?
Rules of the road. Rules of the road.
Rules of the road, bro.
What is that shot y'all do before every show? That thing, because I only drink Maker's Mark.
Okay.
All I drink. And they do something.
Well, it changes daily.
Yeah,
That's why you can never figure it out.
Every time I've done the pre-show shot, which I think like 3 times all together, and every time it's a different burn. Like, what is that?
Like, what's that?
You know, some days it's Jack Daniels. It depends. You know, some days if you're feeling good, you got a little bullet.
Oh, okay.
Well,
You know,
rye.
the day's gone bad. A little mixture of both.
And maybe a couple more throughout.
Maybe a couple throughout that day.
Yeah, right. They have a good time.
They do. All right. So as fans know, Michael Ray and his country sweetheart, Carly Pierce, got married in a very romantic wedding back in October. People gave you exclusive access to that amazing day. Now we're seeing some of the sweetest moments right here.
Yeah, so Michael told us what kind of holiday traditions he and Carly are planning to work into their first Christmas as husband and wife.
We're both very close to our grandparents, and my grandfather Amos and her grandfather Pap is what they called him. We're both very influential in our lives and our careers. There's little things in both of our careers and on our stages that are little just tips of hat to them. And so my grandfather drank nothing but root beer. I mean, there was no water. It was black coffee till noon, and then root beer till bed. And yeah, so and then her grandfather loved Pabst Blue Ribbon, and so every year at Christmas time we open up a root beer and a Pabst Blue Ribbon and set it up, and then I drink the other 11 Pabst Blue.
That's what it was in the pack. We know what the pack together.
Yeah, so I think those traditions. One thing too is like
I actually really love that.
there's some. It's just kind of it's a little thing that makes us
personal,
feel that they're there, and of course you know you got the traditions of like recipes that your great grandmother made or whatever that we're gonna and listen to our own little family traditions, and hopefully one day pass on to our kids years from now.
Love hearing from them. We're going to have
sweet.
a lot more from those two coming up in a few weeks, couple weeks. All right, now watch this.
Why are you here?
To take care of some business. Because my brother's gang did me very, very wrong.
Remember, we were up the Banished Brawlers, and this here is my courtesy call.
Oh, love this show. Reprisal streaming on Hulu now. Even Rodrigo Santoro, who plays the leader of the Banished Brawlers, can't get enough.
I had to binge watch it.
Yeah.
I have to say I did, and I'm very, very pleased with the show.
I think it's a great, great characters, great story, great style. It's beautiful.
I don't want to diminish it to facial hair, but the beard is incredible. The beard game. How long did it take you to grow out the
3 months.
3 months.
3
okay.
months. Yeah, and it's a high maintenance thing.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
really
right.
appreciate people that keep it because it's work.
Are you in the oils and all that kind of stuff?
I didn't do oils
Okay.
because the character is wild.
Right.
So, but you have to wash it. You have to take care of it.
Yeah.
It's not easy to keep it.
It's got a good beard.
It's a nice beard.
Okay.
It's very, very nice. Okay, so Rodrigo plays a very intense character in the series, and he even went down to Brazil to spend some time learning about fighting from trained MMA professionals.
It's very interesting when you get close to a reality that you don't know. You're from far away. I used to watch people fighting on TV or whatever, and that was so distant from my reality, and I just didn't know. I mean, why these guys are there doing that. And now I understand, and I respect them. They're athletes. They prepare. They're very, very serious about what they do, and there's so much that goes before getting into a ring to fight that I have a deep respect for all of them.
All right, so fans may recognize Rodrigo from many of his other films, but one that always comes up this time of year during the holidays, Love Actually. He told us all about working on that Christmas classic. He even opened up about that one particular kissing scene. Watch. Your Love Actually co-star Laura Linney opened up this year about working on the film with you. Here's the quote. She said, "I had the best kiss ever in that movie with Rodrigo Santoro." I'm sure you heard about that. What was your reaction when you heard about her saying?
Well, I didn't hear that, but same here, Laura.
Yeah.
Same here. Laura was such a sweetheart. I remember arriving at the table reading in London, and I get there, and there's Emma Thompson, Liam Neeson, Alan Rickman, and Laura, and my name on a little piece of paper, and right next to me is Rowan Atkinson. I'm like, Mr. Bean right here, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna sit right between these guys, and Laura was the first thing she did was just grab my hand and go like, it's okay, it's gonna be all right. I was, very young, one of my first experiences out of Brazil. She's a sweetheart. I mean, I love her too. Like, she's so amazing and such a great actress.
She also said in that interview that the two of you were actually heartbroken while you were filming. How did that affect it?
I think it's just, we bonded. Like, we had something in common, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful to, to be able to open up and talk to her about it, and she did the same. So I think it helped us to really, get to know each other on a deeper level, and it certainly shows, in the relationship between those characters.
There's something about, being able to tap into real, honest emotion.
Yeah, life imitates art.
Right,
art imitates.
Plug that into a role.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear that movie come, especially we've been talking about the holidays. That movie's kind of become this Christmas staple. People bring it up often, even in interviews with us. Do you find that you work with people who bring that up a lot? That movie?
Yeah. Love it. I get a lot of feedback from Love Actually. It's like a favorite for a lot of people. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I really love it. I think it's a beautifully written film and great stories, and it's a movie that you actually can watch, more than once.
Yeah, you watch it over and over.
Every Christmas. They play every Christmas. It's always on TV.
Do you find yourself watching it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have. Whenever I encounter, it's playing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here.
I like that.
No, it's great. I'm just, really grateful to be a part of such a beautiful ensemble. All those actors that I grew up watching and admiring, and just great.
He was such a genuine guy.
He seems like it.
And he recalled all the time on that set with such a great sense of appreciation, You haven't seen Love Actually.
I haven't. Is anyone else out there like me?
No.
I haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it over the holidays.
This holiday, you've got a few weeks coming up.
I have a long flight. I will definitely watch it.
All right, and his storyline in the movie is so great. We're going to move on, guys. We got more stuff to talk about for Christmas. Watch this.
My grown-up Christmas list.
The holiday is officially here. You probably recognize that voice. She sold 30 million albums worldwide. 7 went platinum, 6 gold. She's got 6 Grammy Awards, no big deal. Please welcome live from Nashville, Tennessee, Miss Amy Grant. So good to talk to you.
Hello. How are you doing?
Can I just start by saying this? One of the most replayed cassette tapes in my car growing up as a kid was Baby I'm the Lucky One. And it's been in my head on loop ever since I knew this interview was happening. So thank you for your contributions for years and years.
Cassette tapes, I'm here for that. Now, Amy, you've been putting out Christmas music for so many years. Your music is such a holiday staple in our homes, in our cars. What are some of your favorite songs to perform?
Oh my goodness. I love Grown Up Christmas List, and just how kind of art reflects life. I will say, you guys were just talking about Love Actually, and for the last 15 years, I've done a free outdoor show on a university campus in Nashville. And when it's the best weather, like a light dusting of snow, I've said, oh, this feels like Love Actually.
It really does. It's funny how that movie has become such a defining one for the holidays. It really is.
Yeah.
What does Christmas look like in your home? What's the vibe?
Oh my goodness. Well, for the last few years, this one included a lot of travel. So I did 7 road shows with my dear friend Michael W. Smith and with symphonies, and I'm right in the middle of a dozen shows with my husband, Vince Gill, at the Ryman Auditorium. And it's just so much music. So much music. And we love creating traditions where people can come and bring their families. And I mean, there are some nights there are 3 and 4 generations of a family in the show.
My good friend, by the way, my good friend Jen Thigpen.
It was a hard sleep to get this look. I just want to tell you.
You look incredible.
You look
we
great.
love the look. You look amazing.
I want to plug this. My good friend Jen Thigpen was just on that tour with you as a backup singer, and she gave us the updates. I've been kind of stalking you along that tour, seeing how things went. And she had such a great time. It seemed like that was such a great opportunity for all of you to connect with the audience.
It was fantastic. And just to hear, 9,000, 10,000 people singing, everybody has their phones lit up. And yeah, I just feel like I have the best of both worlds at Christmas time.
Yes.
Filled with music and just getting to create a beautiful environment that people can join.
Absolutely. Speaking of creating memories, though, you grew up in a pretty large family. What are some of your earliest favorite Christmas memories?
Just always gathering. Hello. Yeah, we just always gathered. I'm the youngest of 4 girls, and we were really close to our extended family, second cousins, third cousins. My great-grandparents, they were really the hub of the wheel for our family. And just a lot of food. In fact, today I'm going to start cooking because my family will all gather here on December 20th, I think.
That's next week.
Yeah, here it comes.
Coming up.
So yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Your daughter was just married back in April, I believe.
Daughter's married this year.
Yeah, $2 married this year.
Congratulations.
So the family's growing. You've got more and more people to show up. What are the traditions you do now during the holidays?
Well, when my big family gathers, like sometimes there's 50 of us, we enjoy doing Dirty Santa. So everybody shows up with a gift that they would love to receive themselves or a joke gift. And, we just take turns. You'll pick one out of the pile. It can be stolen twice. And then, Christmas Day, honestly, our tradition is a big breakfast. We don't have a big Christmas meal because it's just a whole lot of work. And anyway, so we have big breakfast. But I take a picture of the kids first thing in the morning, and then I put my phone away, and we just enjoy being in the same space.
That's great.
Beautiful. A big breakfast sort of sets the precedent for the whole
It does,
day, right?
yeah.
Now, you and your husband, Vince Gill, are performing together at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville until December 23rd. Tell us a little bit about the show.
Oh, it's just so wonderful. Well, the great thing about live music, especially in Nashville, so many amazing musicians, really like quintessentially killer musicians.
Yeah.
And, we have a set list, but elements of the show are different every night. It really feels in that beautiful space, just like a giant living room. It's very interactive. We have a snowball fight every year in the auditorium. The solos are killer, different every night. It's every reason that you want to go hear live music is that it's spontaneous and conversational and just lifts you up.
When you're on the stage there with Vince Gill, is it just kind of a comfortable thing, or is it more stress? Because I'm trying to think of how it would be with my wife and I can't tell which way it would go.
Well, I mean, it's never stressful being on stage. I think maybe one time we were at odds when we got on stage. That's hideous. Nobody wants to. But that was a long time ago. But honestly, I fall in love with him every night, again, hearing him play. because he is maybe one of the most gifted musicians, singers I've ever heard in my life. I mean, ever. And so he just makes everything better, makes everything sound better. And he's funny, you know, and he makes fun of himself. And so that's very disarming. Yeah, it's really, and he's kind of a crybaby. Like when something's sentimental, he'll get really choked.
He's a little bit of a crybaby. That's sweet.
Yeah. You also released a Christmas collection album, Amy Grant Christmas, and your album Home for Christmas officially re-entered the charts for the first time in 27 years. What's it like for you to see these iconic albums kind of coming alive again and reintroducing the music?
Oh, man. Well, I was pregnant with one of the brides taking that picture, actually. I know. It just I mean, when you're doing something creative, you're just pouring your heart and soul into it. And then for years to go by and that creative work finds a place in somebody else's home. It was just like the movie you guys were talking about. You go, I can't believe it. This is like a dream. So glad.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. It's
Oh,
such a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. And guys, if you want to see Amy at the Ryman Theater, you can purchase tickets at ryman.com.
That's right. And if you'd like to purchase her Christmas collection album, make sure you head on over to amygrant.com. All right, so the last time Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint were all on screen together was over 8 years ago. But we still can't get over fanning over the Harry Potter crew and their friendships as well.
Yeah, so Daniel recently revealed to me and Andrea that to this day, the cast still has one special thing in common, and they always will. Watch.
We'll always there will always be, you know, me, Rupert, Emma, and the rest of the cast went through something crazy and lovely, and something that I think we'll always recognize that it's only the other ones of us that truly know what it was like to go through it. And so there'll always be that bond.
Oh, a very special bond, right? And in fact, Rupert Grint recently revealed that he saw sparks between co-stars Emma Watson and Tom Felton while on set of the first film.
Not so fast, though. Daniel, setting the record straight.
Did you see this too, or was this in his head?
No, I mean, yeah, but we were 12.
Yeah, right.
We were God, if you know, I don't even know my head was spinning every day. I mean, I think I had a new crush on some girl on set all the time. It was, you know, we were a bunch of 12-year-old boys and girls thrown into the thing together, just on the verge of puberty. Yeah, I think there were. I'm sure there were.
It's more like who would you not have sparks with at that age, right?
Exactly.
Like everyone's a potential spark.
I don't think it was I definitely don't think it was ever a big. I wasn't aware of it.
Sure. Thank you for clearing the air on that, because the internet has grabbed that and certainly taken it.
I was that happened, and I was like, guys, we can't be. We were 12. We're all 30 now. We can't be relitigating.
How far back are we going? Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
As Daniel mentions, there many years since the Harry Potter films first premiered. Now he's getting to see how the films have crossed generations.
There are many people born now and watching the films who were not born when the first film came out. And I'm now starting to meet parents who are introducing me to their kids, who are introducing the films to them, and so it's cool to already start to see the next generation cycle in.
Yeah, and people come up to you all the time in public and recognize you. But what is your favorite way to interact with fans in the wild?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I would say I pretty much any way. It's easier for me to list my least favorite ways and the ways to not, which is just pretty much, there might be others, but the main one is just at the gym. If I look really sweaty, maybe leave it. Leave it. Chances are I'm going to be back in that gym. You can ask at the beginning or at the end, just not when I'm in the middle of a thing. That's the only time that I get, I think, genuinely no, surely you can see this isn't a good time. But other than that, you're pretty much, good to go.
Honestly, across the board, just don't approach anyone in the gym. Don't hit on someone in the gym, don't recognize someone in the gym. I just don't.
I feel like that's a very good rule.
I would just wave. I'm not going to ask for a selfie.
Maybe a wave.
Just a wave.
Maybe in the middle of a deadlift.
Hey, how you doing, Harry Potter?
Daniel Radcliffe reveals that he's gotten much better at handling the spotlight compared to when he first became a celebrity. It makes sense. He was only a kid then. It's a lot to deal with. He explained to us how he eventually learned to deal with all the stardom.
You learn to just care less, or you learn to just not let it affect you in the same way. Definitely when I was when you're in your sort of late teens and you're just racked with insecurity and self-consciousness anyway, then going out and feeling like people are looking at you or feeling is an odd feeling, and one that I don't think I dealt particularly well with then. But yeah, it's something that you do like. Yeah, you get, I don't know, you just get adjusted to it as you get older and kind of learn to, I don't know, like, yeah, just not care about it so much.
Oh, but something or someone Daniel does care a lot about is girlfriend, actress Erin Darke. Now, Daniel and Erin met on the set of the 2013 film, Kill Your Darlings.
Yeah, Daniel shared how Erin brings so much fun and joy to his life. Watch.
I define it by like a day on my own with nothing to do is kind of like I'll go crazy by the end of that day, which is not a great sign probably for my mental health. But like I do like by the end of the day, it's just like I'm just, you know, doing the most mundane stuff like just going shopping. Like with her is just like a joy. Like it's fun. Like I never thought I would like find going to the supermarket like a genuinely fun experience. And it sounds very sad, I'm sure, to all your viewers. But like it is just like the joy that person can bring to to activities that like if they weren't there you could be doing the exact same thing and it would suck. Like but them being there just makes it awesome. So yeah, that. Yeah.
I love that. I feel like that's when you know it fully switches over, right?
For sure.
Just like the everyday activities.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you know, we've been together for like, I keep saying 8 years, but I keep being told it's actually 7.5. Like, it's like I'm like, it's almost 8. We can say 8 now.
I mean, for someone like him who's in the spotlight, it's, you know, everything about his life, including that relationship, could be very flashy and splashy.
Absolutely.
It has its moments, but it seems like he really appreciates like the low-key, normal stuff.
Makes you like him, love him.
It kind of does, right?
Yeah.
Cause we left blood on the track, sweat on the shadow, fire in the hills, a bullet in the barrel. Words never said in a story that didn't end. Looks like you're on the man and I'm on the bottle. We folded our hands with money on the table. Tried moving on, but I keep coming back again. To it could have been. Could have been, oh, it could have been,
Oh man, really love these guys. Really cool moment here at People Now. That is Colbie Caillat's new band, Gone West, performing in-house for us. The band consists of Colbie's fiance and fellow musician Justin Young and husband and wife duo Jason Reeves and Nellie Joy. So fun getting a private concert and chatting with them. Their song What Could Have Been is available now. Be sure to check that out. The song, it's about heartbreak, but this band consists of two happy couples. So why write about something so sad? Watch.
I think it's something that anyone can relate to. It's a universal message, and if you're not going through it, you've probably been through it. We've been through it even with each other at some points in our relationship, and felt like maybe we had missed an opportunity. We had a chance to make that right, fortunately, but I know there's a lot of people out there that probably can relate to the sentiment of that.
Been through it together, not just with
Oh, yeah, both couples.
Okay, really? All right. And you salvaged it and brought it back, which, yeah, there's that feeling, that moment where it might not ever be able to be fixed. Talk to me about that from your perspective. No, I mean, nothing.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Well, she dumped me a couple of times.
I knew he was gonna go there.
And to be honest, one of the times she said was because we didn't fight enough, and that really blew my mind.
It's one of those moments where a man's like, I literally can't do anything right.
I was like,
well, in all due fairness, my previous relationship, it was built on fighting, and I was like, I didn't know what a healthy, normal relationship was like. And now I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And sometimes you have to lose something to know that you really can't live without it, and that is what happened to me. And I realized very quickly after breaking up with you that I loved you.
And now they fight all the time.
And now they fight all the time, just like a really solid married couple should do. There is an interesting dynamic, I would imagine, in working with your significant other all the time.
Yeah.
You're at home, they're there. You're at work, they're there.
Yeah.
What's the key to making that work?
You just kick them out when you need a break.
Separate tour buses, something like that? You guys are a different flight?
That'd be a lot of tour buses. Wow, our manager's gonna love hearing about this.
Just keep it all very real, and I think that they're happy being together on one tour bus. But before they were bandmates / romantic partners, they were all just friends. Check it out.
Colbie and Jason met many years ago and wrote her first record together. And then I met Colbie and Jason in LA, and I joined Colbie's band. and then they met in Nashville at a writing session.
But wait, you didn't finish your part of the
skipped our
story.
part.
The best part.
Oh, well, I mean, that's how we met, and then we
toured
fell in
together
love.
for a couple years,
Yeah.
then fell in love. We've been together 10 years. They met working together in a writing session.
Sorry, I had to get the gushy part in. The girls will love it.
Okay, yeah.
And meanwhile, they were falling in love. We met in Nashville, started writing songs together, and it was love at first write for Jason. And I had to dump a guy, be single for a bit, and then.
A lot of dumping going
Yeah.
on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but yeah, it worked out.
And now we've been married 8 years. So.
And now 8 years in. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the name Gone West. I hear. Was it your sister's friend that kind of came up? Or
My sister was with her friends, and
Okay.
they were saying that we should move back home from Nashville and go
To California?
west. Yeah.
Be gone.
So they were like, you guys should be Go West, but that's an 80s band. We always say when we leave Nashville, we've gone west, and to go back home to see our friends.
Yeah.
But today we've gone east.
Today you've gone east, all the way to New York. And we all fell in love with Colby Calais a decade ago with her hit song Bubbly. Before Gone West, she had been a solo star, which is a dream for most, but for Colby, not so much.
Well, I always wanted to be in a band. I said the stage fright thing. I didn't really want to have my own solo career, but I was lucky that it fell into my lap and I got the opportunity. But I've been working with these 4 people for about 14 years now, so it really naturally progressed for us to start this band together about 2 years ago. And it's fun being in a 4-part harmony band and writing all these songs together. We're producing all these songs together. We're out on the road with our friends and significant others. It's just a really cool opportunity.
Colby, what are the goals for this group? Milestones, ambitions, what's the future look like?
I think that we just want to enjoy the ride and be out there. We chose to do this. We actively left our solo careers and wanted to join this band together. So I want us to have a great time, and I want us to get to play as many shows and have as many people hear our songs.
What could have been? Still wonder. What could have been? Do you still wonder too? What could have been? 'Cause we left blood on the track, sweat on the saddle, fire in the hills, a bullet in the barrel. Words never said in a story that didn't end.
Food Network's Holiday Wars is gearing up for its second to last episode this Sunday, but we can't wait to see which 2 teams make it to the final.
This is such a fun show, it really is. When host Jonathan Bennett stopped by our studio, he decided to host kind of a special People Now edition of Holiday Wars.
Fun.
Between Andrea and me.
Oh, gosh,
Take a
here we
look.
Okay, we're
What are
gonna
we
play
doing?
a little game.
Let's play a game.
It's our own version of Holiday Wars with a Christmas-themed quiz.
Ooh.
You're the judge.
The questions.
We don't know the questions,
We had the sealed envelope. We have not heard
so you're gonna
or
ask
seen the
questions
questions.
to us, and then we're gonna try to get it right. I'm already dreading this because I know Jeremy's probably really good at Christmas-themed trivia.
Wow. First of all, these were sealed by, when you get like an Oscar and they're like, were they sealed by Ernst?
Ernst & Young or something?
Yeah, Ernst & Young. No, that's not it.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right,
Oh,
here we
there
go.
you
Here we go. Teams. In this round, we asked you to answer questions based on holiday-themed traditions. First question for 1 million points. Per a recent holiday fad, what spy hides around the house reporting back?
Up on the shelf.
I think I got
I think there was a tie. You did start it first, fine.
Oh my God, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. You guys are so cute.
All right, you got that one.
Okay, 1 million points to you.
Okay.
Elf on
Next
the shelf
question.
is the answer in case you didn't hear it.
Elf on the shelf. The answer was elf on a shelf. Next question. In the early 1800s, the first gingerbread houses were reportedly inspired by what famous fairy tale?
Hansel and Gretel.
1 million points to you.
Okay,
So
we're
far
tied
it's
for
a
a
tie.
million.
1 million to 1 million. Please don't throw as well as you want to. Like you think
You really
want
want it to.
do that.
Comes right back to you every
It's like,
time.
what, boomerangs? You put them on boomerangs?
You watch your eyes.
Question number 3. One of Santa's reindeers shares a name with a famous Roman god.
Cupid.
Whoa, good job.
Cupid, the god of?
Love? Cupid
Let's talk
arrow?
about your love life. How's it going?
It's complicated.
Is it?
It's complicated for
It is. She always has a good story about her love life,
But not to be told here.
but not to be told here. Let's try this again.
Was it Cupid?
Nothing.
Yes.
It was Cupid.
Okay.
2 million points
Obviously.
for you. Question number 9 or whatever this is. Here we go. How many reindeer are featured in the poem "'Twas the Night Before Christmas"?
9. 8.
If you got the first one wrong, then I get to.
Then you get 2 points. So that's 4 million points to you. You only have 1 million. You're trailing.
Was it 8?
It was 8. There's no Rudolph.
See, that's what
I
knew
probably
it.
created by like the Coca-Cola.
Okay, I'll take the loss, but clearly I knew it.
Yeah.
4 million for you, still at 1 million. Nothing. I hate these cards. What well-known Christmas carol became the first song ever broadcast from space in 1965?
Jingle Bells.
That's what I was gonna guess.
Well done. It is Jingle Bells.
Was that 4 million? 2 million.
2
So I'm up
million
to 3.
4.
3 to 4. Okay.
2 million to 4 million.
Okay, right.
The final question.
Okay.
For $7 million, you can still come back. Dim the lights.
Sorry.
We can't.
Let me tell you, if that would have just happened, I would have personally passed out.
Right? It's the very moment. Okay. Can we get close-ups of their faces? It's very dramatic. It needs to be like Holiday Wars. We need tight close-ups of their face because it's Holiday Wars. You need like the pan in.
Oh,
Here we go.
It's a slow question.
Oh, there it is. Got it. In what modern-day country was Saint Nicholas born? Think about it. Think about it before you answer.
Ireland.
We're holding with Ireland. Andrea?
I feel like Turkey?
The correct answer is, I can't believe she got it. Turkey! Of all people, you cheated. How did you know that?
I did not know. I did not.
There is no way that you knew that was Turkey.
That you knew that was Turkey.
Chuck
Fake
knows I did not
news.
Did you say in her ear? You did. There's no way Andrea would have guessed turkey cold. Cold turkey, sorry, it's pun intended. No, there is no way that turkey was
Do you think that's why we eat turkey at the
There
holidays?
is no way that you knew that.
Ask our producer. I did not cheat. I didn't cheat. Ask
don't
our
believe
producer.
it.
I did not know those questions.
No, there's no way. Ernst & Young did seal them.
It's really
so
impressive.
It was
Why do
sealed.
you guys think I'm
That's
not
really
capable of
impressive.
knowing?
That's so impressive that it's wildly unlikely that of all places that would have been the. Anyway, wow, I can't believe it.
I didn't know the questions. Ask Jack.
No, it's crazy. Saint Nicholas from Turkey. Okay, it's sad.
Explain yourself.
It's sad that Andrew's not here to defend herself.
Yes.
I was a very sore loser.
Yes, you were.
We've talked a lot about it. I don't think she cheated. I was a very sore loser that day, and I would like to apologize.
Yes, it's all good. It was fun. That was fun to watch.
It is interesting that she knew that. Anyway, we're taking a look at our question of the day. We want to know if you prefer real or fake Christmas trees.
Let's see what you guys
the
said.
The big debate, the battle. Fake, it's just
easier.
easier.
I know that's right. Then you could be like JP's mom and dad and have yours for about 20-something years, right?
Give or take. And
Give or
so
take.
far mine, several years. And I'll up the ante.
Yes.
I will up you one fake pre-lit tree.
Oh, pre-lit tree. There you go.
I'll up you one fake pre-lit tree to a fake pre-lit tree that rotates.
All right, you guys.
Don't need that. Don't get that.
There you go. So we'll be asking you a new question of the day next year on People Now. So make sure you tune in.
Next year, guys.
I
This is
know.
People Now's last show before the holidays. We hope you have a very happy holiday season. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our lives for the past year.
Absolutely happy and safe, and we'll see you in 2020.
Thank you so much for watching. It was a great year. We're going to end it right with some of our favorite guests singing a Christmas classic. Bye, guys.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride
in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Jingle bells, jingle
all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride
in a one-horse open sleigh.
Dashing through the snow.
In a one-horse open sleigh.
Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha!
Bells on bobtail ring.
Making spirits bright.
What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight.
So jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.